Creationists expect us to believe that the Bible is a more accurate source of scientific knowledge than any modern science textbook. They attempt to demonstrate this by pointing to nebulous passages which are allegedly scientific and thereby miraculous in nature. One such example is Job 26 verse 7, where it says that God spreads out the northern skies over empty space. He suspends the earth over nothing. Ironically, though, the very same book of the Bible also says the earth rests on 4 pillars, in Job 9 verse 6. We know some people believe there are scientific wonders in the Bible, but what about scientific blunders? All we have to do to find them, it turns out, is open to the very first chapter of the first book in the Bible. Genesis 1, 6 through 8. And God said, "Let there be an expanse between the waters to separate water from water." So God made the expanse and separated the water under the expanse from the water above it. And it was so. God called the expanse sky. Do you notice something odd about these verses? God creates an expanse to separate water above from water below, and he called this expanse sky. Is there water above the sky, or is there empty space? In older translations, like the King James, there is a different word used instead of expanse, and it is firmament. The firmament is a concept in ancient astronomy that is a flat, solid expanse which holds the stars fixed in their places. In the old geocentric model, there are 8 spheres circling Earth. The first sphere is the moon, the second is the sun, third is Venus, fourth is Mercury, fifth is Mars, the sixth is Jupiter, the seventh is Saturn, and the eighth is where the stars and constellations are located. This is further supported by Genesis 1, 14 through 17, which reads, God said, "Let there be lights in the expanse of the sky to separate the day from the night, and let them serve as signs to mark seasons and days and years, and let them be lights in the expanse of the sky to give light on the earth." And it was so. God made 2 great lights, the greater light to govern the day and the lesser light to govern the night. He also made the stars. God set them in the expanse of the sky to give light on the earth. Even in the NIV translation without the word firmament being used, we can still see remnants of the concept. Firmament does not just simply mean the skies or heavens in this context, it means a separation between waters above and below, and it holds or contains the stars. Also worth noting is that bit about how the lights in the firmament mark seasons, days, and years. As I said, the firmament is a concept from ancient astronomy, and until only a few centuries ago, astrology was part and parcel of astronomy. Astrology believes our destinies are intertwined with the constellations, which are signs in the stars that deal with the passage of seasons, days, and years. The firmament is an astrological concept then too, and Genesis 1:14 expresses this understanding in no uncertain terms. But if that's not enough to persuade you, look up Psalm 148 verse 4, even with the NIV. Praise him, you highest heavens, and you waters above the skies. Genesis 7:11 mentions the floodgates of heaven being opened and then closed in Genesis 8 verse 2. According to the story of the Tower of Babel, people really believed they could build a tower that would literally reach to heaven. Job 37 verse 18 says that God spreads out the skies, hard as a mirror of cast bronze. Again, we find the notion of a solid, flat expanse where the stars are situated. Isaiah 40:22 says, "He sits enthroned above the circle of the earth, and its people are like grasshoppers. He stretches out the heavens like a canopy, and spreads them out like a tent to live in." In the King James Version, Daniel 12:3 also mentions the firmament. "And they that be wise shall shine as the brightest of the firmament, and they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever." Note the reference to the stars in connection with the brightness. Psalm 19 verse 1 says, "The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament sheweth his handiwork." In Matthew 24:29, when Jesus speaks about the stars falling from the sky when the heavenly bodies are shaken, he might have meant it quite literally, that they will fall from the firmament that holds them in place. Apologists and creationists have debated this issue probably ever since geocentrism was disproven. One of the proposed solutions is that Earth did used to have a canopy of water or ice around it that was released during Noah's flood. Not only is this a theory with scarce to no scientific evidence, but even Christian apologetic sites like godandscience.org have thoroughly debunked this hypothesis, from a fairly scientific standpoint at that. I think the most obvious and best supported solution is that the Bible was written by men who only had as much knowledge as was common in their day. It is not a scientific manual, nor was it ever intended to be read as such.